So here is a picture of the hair and all of its parts. So if you want to go ahead and pause this video and go over all of the intricate parts of the hair and the hair shaft with your instructor and then pop back into the video. Nerves. We have two types of nerves. We have our motor nerve fibers and we have our sensory nerve fibers. Your motor nerve fibers help to stimulate your muscles. An example of such are your arrecti pili muscles, which are attached to your hair follicles. So when you get cold, your body contracts the upper layer of skin to bring it down closer to the core of your body, and that causes your hairs to stand up on their ends and it gives you goosebumps. So the sensory nerve fibers send messages to the brain to react to heat, cold, pain, pressure, and touch. We're going to continue talking about nerves. So you have your secretory nerve fibers. These help to regulate excretion from your sweat glands. They also help to control sebum output to the surface of the skin. We're going to go ahead and hop over to skin color and talk a little bit about melanin. So first, we want to talk about melanocytes. These are produced pigment granules, which are also known as melanosomes, in the basal layer. So once again, melanocytes, these produce pigment granules known as melanosomes in the basal layer. And these help to create the different shades of color in everyone's skin, our melanosomes. So what is melanin? It is a complex protein and it is produced by the melanosomes. And there's differences in the genetic skin color. It is transferred into cells that move up the skin surface, and then it is seen on everybody's face, on their arms, legs, all over their body. And everybody has different shades of beautiful. It is produced by exposure to sunlight, and it helps to protect cells below by absorbing and blocking UV rays. Now, melanin has more than just protecting cells below from UV rays, and it takes more than just the sun itself to activate it. There are some internal factors as well. Your age, your health, medication, stress, hormones, and the list goes on. And the same thing for the external factors. It could be, once again, topical medication, your environment, and the list continues. We're going to talk a little bit about glands. So we have duct glands in the dermis, We have sebaceous glands, which secrete oil, and we have sudoriferous glands that excrete sweat. Our sebaceous glands, better known as our oil glands, are connected to the hair follicle, and it produces oil. Clogged ducts form comedones, and then you'll end up getting future breakouts. Oil also helps to lubricate our skin and our hair. You will always find larger sebaceous glands on the face and the scalp. Our sudoriferous sweat glands help to regulate body temperature. They eliminate waste products from our body, and they also have a coiled base. What are pores? It's basically the opening to a duct at the surface of the skin. The sudoriferous sweat gland excretes 2 pints of liquids containing salt per day. Sweat excretion is controlled by the nervous system. We have some subcategories to the sudoriferous glands. The first subcategory are our apocrine glands. These two have coiled structures at the base, and they are also attached to the hair follicles. But what makes these so special is that they are found under the arms and in the genitalia area, so they will produce an odor. The second part of our subcategory for sudoriferous glands is our equine glands. These glands are found all over the body, primarily on the forehead, palms of the hands, and soles of the feet. These are not connected to a hair follicle. They have a duct and a pore all on their own. These are more active during physical activity and high temperatures. These do not produce an offensive odor. Let's talk about skin nourishment. Your blood supplies nutrients and oxygen to your skin. Topical products nourish the epidermis, and lymph is responsible for flushing away all of the toxins inside of your skin and your body. What is lymph? It's a clear fluid that contains only colorless corpuscles. It helps to bathe the skin cells, and it removes toxins in cellular water. These also have an immune function that keeps us healthy. What does a cell need to survive? Nourishment, protection, function, and proliferation. The health of a cell depends on a number of things. The cellular membrane, water holding capacity of the stratum corneum, intercellular lipids and proteins that help to surround the cells. It provides protection, it hydrates the cells, and it nourishes the cells. These are some examples of how a cell can stay healthy. Free radical damage. What is free radicals? Or what are free radicals? These are atoms or molecules with an unpaired electrons. So what happens is, once they've experienced damage, whether it be through lifestyle, diet, UV ray damage, and they become imbalanced with electrons, they steal electrons from other balanced molecules, and then it's basically a big snowball effect. And it gets worse and worse. Free radicals are generated when skin is exposed to sunlight. It creates a chain reaction that can oxidize millions of other compounds. It can kill cells by damaging your DNA. So once this snowball effect has started, one key factor that will tell you that there is a free radical issue going on is inflammation. And inflammation leads to premature aging, hyper or hypopigmentation, and even disease. Red and inflamed skin indicates free radical damage. The environment where we live affects us greatly as we age. It affects the surface appearance of our skin. It changes the health of underlying cells and tissue in our skin. So the best defense to stay young and youthful is not just Botox and fillers, but good daily skincare routines and also a healthy diet and lifestyle. So what are some poor choices of lifestyle that will affect your aging process? Smoking, drinking alcoholic beverages, street drugs, and a very poor diet. This is basically a combination of premature aging. So if you're trying to stay youthful for a long time, try to stay hydrated as much as possible, drinking water, using lots of products that have hyaluronic acid in them, lots of vitamins, meditation, regular exercise, and just overall keeping your stress level down will keep you looking young for as long as you can. Sun damage. UV rays have the greatest impact on how our skin ages. Approximately 80% to 85% of aging is due to sun damage and sun exposure. Collagen and elastin, what gives us our bounce in our skin, will weaken rapidly if we continue to have too much sun exposure. So the UV rays that reach our skin are the UVA and the UVB rays. Our UVA rays are considered the aging rays. So remember that UVA is for aging. It contributes 90 to 95% of the sun rays that reaches the earth and our skin. It penetrates deeper than the UVB rays and it causes cell death, which basically leads into inflammation and premature aging. It also leads to weakened skin collagen and elastin, and it causes wrinkling and sagging. Our UVB rays are our burning rays. That's how we get our sunburn, is from the UVB rays. These are shorter, less penetrating rays than the UVA rays. Even though they are stronger, they don't go down into the dermis. And the dermis is where all the collagen and the fibroblasts and all the yummy stuff lives. So even though it doesn't get down to the dermis, you still want to make sure that you protect yourself from UVB as well from UVA. UVB rays contribute to synthesis of vitamin B. So even though it gives us our daily dose of vitamin B, which is very important to have in our lives, you just want to control how much exposure you're getting every day. So usually about 20 to 30 minutes out in the sunlight, it will do you just fine. How do I protect myself from the UV rays? You want to make sure that you apply your sunscreen 20 minutes before sun exposure. You want to avoid exposure between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. I understand that's unrealistic, but if you have to go outside, even if it's a cloudy day, just make sure you have on a nice hat and some nice UV protection. Apply sunscreen after swimming or activities causing heavy perspiration. All sunscreens that you use should be broad spectrum. And always, always check the expiration date. Avoid exposing children younger than 6 months old to the sun rays. Wear a hat and protecting clothes while you're outdoors. Sunlight comes through the windows. UV rays are stronger through glass. Always make sure you wear sunglasses and try to avoid tanning beds. Mature skin and hormones. Hormones are internal messengers to our body. They affect the appearance of our skin, our strength, and health of our skin and our body. Estrogen is key to good health and appearance of female skin. It is anti-inflammatory. It is a great antioxidant, and it is a key factor in tissue repair. Estrogen is also responsible for maintaining our health, coordination, balance, skin moisture, vision, bones, nervous system, and it is also linked to memory and emotions. As we get older, some women will become premenopausal. So when this happens, our estrogen will decrease. With that decline, we will experience thinner skin tissue. Our skin's protective barrier will be affected, and epithelial tissue will also be impaired. As we get older, our skin will change. In the dermal layer, we will see that our vascular walls will weaken. Lipids are reduced, so our skin will become a lot drier. Lymphatic system is less efficient. Our glands will slow down, and we will produce fewer fibroblasts. As we get older, our testosterone levels will become more dominant. This will cause an increased sebum production, increased pore size, and increased hair growth on the skin. How fun! So another thing that we'll have to experience as women getting older is a decrease in microcirculation. So basically, our skin and all of the cells in the blood and the nutrients inside of our skin will have a harder time working its way throughout the body, and circulation will decrease. We will then experience Kupferose veins and telangiectasia, dilation of capillary walls, endothelium atrophies, and loss of elasticity. Our walls will dilate and they will fill with blood, and these will be permanently damaged. So this is a good example of how we will start to experience spider veins as we get older.